was born in Brentwood, New York, in Long Island. My mom took me to church ever since I was a little kid. So growing up, I knew all the Bible stories and all that stuff. Later on, my parents separated. So that's when my mom decided to move back to her parents in El Salvador. Down there, we kept going to church. I was a 14-year-old kid, and I was all into like teaching, the Sunday school, and I was assisting the teachers there. That's one thing I really liked doing. The older I got, the more I realized that my relationship with God wasn't really there. It was more founded on, just knowing the right things to do and the do's and do nots. And I kind of lived my faith that way, not addressing the true issue, which was starting a relationship with Christ, and just the issue was that really at the heart more than doing and not doing certain things. I got an offer from my dad to come back to the States, and he would pay for college study, and going to school. And I took the offer, and I came up to. He had moved from New York to North Carolina to Charlotte, and I came up here and lived with him. My relationship with God had grown really cold, just because I got tired of following the rule book per se, and I got away from my mom and from church. I got to this new place, and I experienced a little bit of freedom per se. I can't say that I was one of those crazy teenagers that got drunk and was in parties and stuff like that. For the most part, I was just a good kid, overall. But that never saved me from the fact that my relationship with God had grown cold. So there was this emptiness and this loneliness. A cousin of mine moved down from New York to here, and she met me when I was a kid. So she, I was a little church boy and stuff. So she asked me to, what church am I going to? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually still looking for one. I really wasn't looking for one. I was just, I was enjoying the freedom. And we started visiting different places. And as soon as we, went to this one church, I was just so thirsty for God. I didn't realize it, but I was so thirsty for God that, I rededicated my life, and I started a relationship with God again. During my time in El Salvador, in high school, I met a girl. We started dating, and we dated for about 2 years. Then, it came to that point where I had to tell her that I was going to move up here, to continue going to school, probably just have like a better future for us. And, we promised each other that, we would get married later on as soon as I graduated. I graduated from, my associate's degree. So as I promised, I went and contacted we were still in touch, but contacted her to, come up and stay at a friend's house. And while she was up here, we were just ready to get married and just start our lives together. So we did. We got married in 2007. We have, ever since, we had 2 little girls, Andrea and Mia. One day I drove by 49, and I saw the sign for Hope City and the church and all that, and I noticed that the colors had changed in the building and stuff. So I was like, what's this church about? So I looked up the website, and I ran into the link for the messages and the sermons that Robbie has been preaching, and how you guys had podcasts for them. So I literally listened to every single message from God's Will Found all the way up to Goliath Must Fall series. From Hope City, I was being pastored and taught things that I had never been taught before. I never understood the way, they were being explained. I felt like I was growing so much spiritually out of just listening to these messages. There was one message that Robbie preached, I'll never forget it. It was called Breathing Room, where he explained how we need to create breathing room, and even in our schedule. And my schedule was so packed with different things I did for the church. I was involved in so many ministries that would absorb my time from my being with my family. Especially my wife and my little girls. They're so young, and I really didn't spend a whole lot of time with them during their early years, just because I was so occupied with church things. by just listening and obeying and taking the challenge of giving ourselves breathing room, the amazing things happen for us and for the people that had to step up, that took our place. The more I read about how Hope City thought and how the why they do what they do, the more I felt connected with them. I mean, at this point I've been listening to Robbie for at least 9 months. It became clear what that change that was coming was. And one Sunday we came to check the place out, see what it was like, and we were just impressed with how connected we felt with a place that we had never been there before. It was just amazing. The worship experience, the teachings, they were all just they all hit home, and they were just so challenging, and it was really what we needed at that precise moment in our life. We couldn't deny the fact that this was going to be our new church home.